Hey everyone, HeatherAsh Amara here. Happy Tuesday. I wanted to jump on for a little bit onto Facebook and YouTube and all the places to share a little bit about the post that I wrote today, which was the newsletter on faith, what faith is. Faith, fear, freedom is the topic that I wrote about. And also to share that our Warrior Goddess training circle, the cart is closing today. So we are closing the circle for a little bit. So I want to share a little bit about that Warrior Goddess training circle, our membership circle. Hey, Sabrina. And yay. So welcome everyone. So for those of you that are just joining, just go ahead and take a moment to share where you're tuning in from. It would be great if you want to post in the comments. We are broadcasting live on my personal page, my public page. Hey Bala from Pond and Cherry, nice. YouTube, all the places. Hey Wendy. And yeah, always lovely to see where people are tuning in from. And I'm in the process of organizing, sorting my new office, which has been so fun. So I don't have it quite set up there. Hey, Valerie. Yes, snowing in Rochester. Good. It should be snowing. Yay. Hey, Christiana. So glad that you're here. Hey, Lynn. So from the UK, welcome. Yeah, we got a foot of snow here, which is so exciting because we have not had enough snow. So, and we put the roof on the house. So for those of you that are following along, I haven't even posted a photo yet, but I'll share with you real quick. 1 second. We have a roof on the community kitchen. Here's the best picture of it. And then I'll post more photos on Instagram. But look. It's not focusing. There it goes. Is it going to focus? We can see. Anyway, roof, building. That's me. We had 3 people come up this weekend to help. So that is thrilling. Yeah, it was really, really amazing. So the newsletter that I wrote, the blog that I share was from an old blog. It was actually from my book, Awaken Your Inner Fire, and just took a couple paragraphs out of that about faith and this idea of faith and fear and how to be in a relationship with both. And we're in the process of training a new group of facilitators, Warrior Goddess facilitators. And one of the first things I share with them is this idea of having your faith be present and also being aware of your fears. Sometimes what happens, especially when we're in leadership positions, but really for all of us humans, is that, hey, Richie from South Africa, so glad you could join us, is that we put our fears behind us. Like we try and push our fears behind us and think, okay, that's not going to affect me. But those fears are grabbing onto us and our weight. Or we put our fears in front of us. We're constantly worrying and anxious and disaster minding what could happen. And that also keeps us from moving forward. And so this idea of keep your fear, whatever your fear, be honest about what your fears are, hold their hands, be in communication with them, not because they're telling you the truth, but because you need to be aware of what your own fears are so that you can keep moving forward. And sometimes it's moving towards your fears where the biggest power is, and really learning to deepen into your faith as well. And for me, faith isn't something that you invest outside. It's something that you're investing inside of yourself. What do you want to put your faith into? You're making a choice to take your energy and put it into what you choose to put your faith into. And so, like for me, a lot of times I am really consciously, I put my faith towards love. I put my faith towards being present. Hey there, Lena. Hey, Jocelyn. And that idea of true faith, the deepest faith that you have, that you're investing it into something that is larger than you and something that guides and directs you from your heart. Now, I put a lot of faith as well. I have a deep relationship with the Divine Mother in all of her aspects. And so that's a place that I choose to invest my faith. Hey, Carrie. Because it gives me guidance. It gives me a sense of purpose. It gives me also a sense of being held by something larger. What our fears often do is make us smaller. They bring our focus down, faith opens up our focus, and it allows us to move through our fears without, something just crashed on my computer screen, to move through our fears without being stopped by them. Because sometimes your fear is actually one of your best friends. It's showing you where you need to put attention, not to believe what the fear is, but to realize there's an agreement underneath that needs adjustment, that needs to be cleared out, that needs to be brought to the surface, to be questioned. And when we're holding ourselves in that place of faith, the questioning becomes delightful. Hey, Rachel, thank you. It becomes fun. It becomes curious instead of traumatic or a struggle. Okay. So on our journey, and I'm going to share a podcast. I'm going to go ahead and I was thinking I might save it, but I just did an interview with my friend Jacob. It was a breathtaking podcast. I'm going to go ahead and release it today. So if you've been part of my podcast, and you'll get the notification. If you're not if you want to know more about the podcast, here's where to go. Great podcast coming up with my friend Jacob. Okay. And we talk a lot about really how to be present with yourself, with exactly where you're at, and how to deepen. Really, a lot of the conversation was really how to deepen into faith, how to deepen into presence. So I want to share tonight, we're closing down the cart for our Warrior Goddess Training Circle, which is a membership circle. And for those of you that are new to me or that haven't heard the story, thanks, Lacey. Glad that you're here. That, Rihanna, that we took the last 6 months of last year, basically dismantled much of what we had created, and really brought it down to the foundations. And I love this idea of building a house, since I've been in the process of learning how to build a house and building a house, a community kitchen. One of the first things we did was took it down to the foundation. The foundation was solid. And then we started rebuilding. And we did the same thing with the Warrior Goddess community, as we rebuilt and we crafted this really incredible circle, which is the Warrior Goddess Training Circle. It's a membership circle that you can do monthly or yearly. And it has 3 main pillars. And the first pillar is the creative library, which is the best of the best courses that I've created over the years. It has our foundations course, Hey Monia. It has the Ignite program. So it's very deep dive into the different tools of the Warrior Goddess work and the Toltec work. And then there's the classes, ongoing classes, live classes, and a place to be held and learn how to use the skills of the tools. And then the last piece is the community, place to be accountable, to be held, to be witnessed, to be seen, to be loved. And so often, a lot of the feedback that we're getting about the Warrior Goddess Training Circle from our first founding members is that they feel really felt held and seen, some of them for the first time in their lives, in a non-judgmental way to do their work. And I believe that's what we really need, is we need a non-judgmental space. We need tools, and we need the skills. We need a good container held. So if you're looking for extra support in your life, if you're struggling in your life right now, or it's a time to step up to the next level, if you're in a big transformation or a big transition, the Warrior Goddess Training Circle is a beautiful container to rewire, to rebuild yourself, to really rebirth yourself. So I wanted to share about that. And also we're reaching out to leaders, facilitators, yoga studio owners, or instructors, therapists, social workers, any of you that are looking for more skills. We also have an opening now for Warrior Goddess facilitators, and that's for women that are ready to step up into the next level of leadership. And we bring leaders in for personal development, and then in about 9 months, then we bring we'll bring a small group into then facilitator training. So check that out as well. That also closes tonight. So the year-long membership is what that is about. And there's a really beautiful bonus with the year-long membership, which is a course that I'm doing specifically for people that are in places of service, and how to hold leadership in a place that you're becoming more full and more bright rather than being leaking. Yes. Hey, Margie, I love that we're having more and more folks from South Africa. Jessica, we don't have a course catered specifically for kids and adolescents, but a lot of the women that come in that do the Warrior Goddess Facilitator training take it then and bring it out to adolescents or to kids. So that's something that we can help you navigate if you're curious about it. Yay! Because yeah, so important to get to the young ones. Thank you, Lacey. I know, my new dresser. It's so great. I talked about it a couple weeks ago. So yeah, so I'm doing another Zoom call tonight with more questions and answers. And I'll share that link. So any of you that are around, if we can find that link, that want to come on Zoom tonight, probably the best thing to do. Here it is. I found it. Look. So here is the link for the Zoom call tonight, and the dates and the times. And that's why I like doing the Facebook Lives during the middle of the day, because I get to then talk to the people from South Africa and from New Zealand and from wherever you are. So I'm open to you if you have any questions about the Warrior Goddess Training Circle, about life, about faith. I'm going to hang out for another 10 minutes or so before I go get some lunch and do a podcast interview. And this is where the information for the circle is right here. So that's our Warrior Goddess Training Circle. I'll just put that link there. And there's the link for the, hey, Julie. Good. When I studied with Don Miguel Ruiz as the author of the Four Agreements, dear mentor and friend and beloved of mine and the Ruiz family, one of the things that he would talk about is this idea that when we put our faith into a structure, that we're investing our faith in the bricks of that structure. And we want to make sure that the structure is solid. And sometimes, because of what we've learned, because of how we've been domesticated, we put our faith in things that actually don't serve us. We put our faith into other people. We put our faith into, if I just do it right, if I make sure everybody likes me, if I fix myself, then I'll be okay. And we invest our faith in things that are actually not serving us. And so we're creating this wobbly foundation, this wobbly structure. Maybe the foundation is good because at our core, we're connected to what we call our big soul. We're connected to our wisdom and our light and our inner beauty. But sometimes we have this really wobbly foundation, wobbly structure that we've created on the foundation. And it doesn't get better. If you've ever built anything, if the beginning bricks are not solid, it gets more and more wobbly as you go along. And that's why sometimes it's really important for us to pause and really look at what we're building with our thoughts, with our actions, with our experiences. What are we building? What are we investing our faith in? And is it really serving us? And then to be able to learn how to pull our energy or our faith out of the places that really is not in alignment with our authentic self, so that we can then rebuild. And that takes courage. It takes courage to look and see, where have I invested my faith externally? Where are the places, as Miguel always says, where are the places that I'm believing lies about myself? Where are the places that I have learned agreements, beliefs, habits that don't serve? And there's so many places that we've often done this to ourselves. But the good news is, yay, we can pull the energy back out. And that's really what the Warrior Goddess work is. It's about pulling our faith, the energy that we've invested, out from where we've put it outside of ourselves and bringing it back into our own center and our own authenticity. And really becoming authentic isn't about becoming something that you're not. It's about becoming more of who you actually are. And it's really a process of taking away what doesn't serve us so that that light of who we already are can shine through, can come forward. So that's the gift of having good tools, is the tools can help you in that process of undoing what's not yours, of letting go, of clearing out, making more space inside of yourself, so that in a way that we get more and more empty. Because what I found is that as we empty out, as we clear, we get back to that solid foundation that's already inside of us. It's not cluttered any longer. And that we settle in. And what starts to fill us then, just naturally, is our own authentic expression, our creativity, our inspiration, our love, our joy. That's what arises because that's our natural state. And we've cleared out the space for that beauty, that I keep saying beauty because I love that word, but that magic to arise. Hey, Leah from snowy Omaha. Cynthia, thank you for your wisdom and inspiration. I've been learning a lot about how I use my energy is beautiful. Yeah, so important. And that really is the hallmark for me of why this work is so important. Particular warrior goddess journey is being really mindful. What am I doing with my energy? From a place where we're witnessing, where we're curious. Oh, I love it, Cynthia. Good. You've been using the flowering energy map that we presented in the webinar a couple weeks ago. Great. Isn't that a good webinar? So magical. Excellent. Yeah. And there's, in that place of our unfolding, that it's helpful to have maps. It's helpful to have tools and to get the guidance and the skills. So if you're looking to go deeper in your own healing process, or if you're in a leadership position, you want to learn how to be more solid, more present, more heartfelt in your leadership, and to face more challenges. I mean, part of stepping into leadership in any way is you're going to get challenged. It's just part of the game. And really, in our world, we're all getting challenged. We're all getting challenged to be more resilient, more flexible, more present, more creative as we face obstacles in our personal lives and also in our world. So if you're looking for community, if you're looking for a safe haven, if you're looking for support, if you're looking for a bunch of really creative, wild, wacky humans, please check out our Warrior Goddess Circle, the Warrior Goddess Training Circle. Again, it's at warriorgoddess.com circle. We're closing the cart tonight. Yeah, and it's exciting. Leah, thank you for your inspiration. Since I started my journey a year ago, my life has done 180 toward the positive. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. So fabulous. Yeah, it works. The work works. So whether you're reading the books, Warrior Goddess Training is the first book in the series. There's also Warrior Goddess Way, Warrior Goddess Companion book, Warrior Goddess Wisdom, which is the one a day inspiration. And then I have 4 other books. I've written 8 books total. So there's lots of resources in the books. There's also the podcast, and the most intimate, we can say, container of doing work with me is through the Warrior Goddess Training Circle. So that is our online offering of guidance and support. Yeah. And the audios are fabulous. So check out the podcast. If you all haven't checked the podcast out yet, it's warriorgoddess.com/podcast. It's called Warrior Goddess Revolution. And we have these beautiful circles of support of our Warrior Goddess Women group, which is public for women, specifically women identified. The podcast, lots of resources there and guidance and support. The books, of course, all the books. And you can check out all of those things on warriorgoddess.com. If you're not on our email list, please join warriorgoddess.com. There's a place that you can sign in. to be part of the mailing list. I do weekly articles, and so that's a great place to stay connected as well. What I've been sharing people as I've been coming onto these Facebooks is that I'm about to disappear for a while because I'm going into writing mode, and I have some really good writing to do, but it's going to take a lot of energy and a lot of my time. So I'll be pulling back from doing more of the public things. So please stay connected to us, either by joining the Warrior Goddess Training Circle, come be part of that most intimate and deep container that we have through the teachings, or make sure that you're on our email list, warriorgoddess.com, so that you can get the articles that I'll be writing weekly and stay in touch with all the things that we're offering and doing. All right, loves, thanks for joining me today. Happy snow day for those of you that are having snow. Yay for more snow. Blessings to each of you. And I look forward to where our paths connect again, whether that's, as my dear friend Jorge in Peru always says, we never say goodbye. We just say until we meet again in this realm or another, in the dream realm, in the physical realm, through some of the writings, wherever it is that we meet. In the Warrior Goddess Training Circle. I look forward to our worlds intersecting. Just know that you are loved, you are seen. I'm so grateful for exactly who you are, and that as we're stepping into who we're becoming, that we don't have to struggle, that we can move towards pleasure and joy and support and love and laughter, and then navigate the obstacles as they come along. All right. Thanks, Valerie. So good to see you too, sweet one. And I will see you again soon in the circle. All right, loves. Take good care of yourselves. We'll talk soon. Mwah. Bye-bye.